Hey there again. So in the Release and Reclaim program, one of the things we'll be talking about is something called the Reticular Activating System. Sounds kind of fancy, but essentially what it is if you consider that you have your conscious brain and then you've got your subconscious brain. So subconsciously, we know how to breathe and eat and drink and do all these things without thinking about it too much, right? Like our heart beats, we're able to breathe, we can drive a car without having to think about it too much, we can walk without having to think about how to do it. So subconsciously, this all happens. But what happens is, in the world at any one point in time, there's over 30 billion bits of information around us. But guess what? Our conscious brain cannot handle that amount of information in one go. So what happens is our subconscious brain helps us by creating a filter. This filter is called the Reticular Activating System. What's fascinating about this is it helps us to survive. It helps us to filter out that 30 billion bits of information down to just the 30 bits that we can handle consciously. Now, it's really interesting when you realize this, because if you think about your programming, the way that the Reticular Activating System knows what to filter in or out is based on its programming. So it depends on what it knows to look for. Now, this is the power of the subconscious work that we'll do in the Release and Reclaim program, is to start to identify what belief systems do you have that aren't necessarily helping you out. How can we put in new programs? So we start to reprogram in new programs that become healthier stories for you. And what that does is actually train your reticular activating system to filter out life in a different way. So suddenly life begins to look different. You'll start to notice things that you didn't notice before. So if you think about when one morning you wake up in the morning and you're having a really bad day, it just gets off to a really bad start. You kick your toe, you drop something, you break a glass, whatever it is, you just end up with having a really bad morning. What can happen is we get stuck in this spiral where we just see all the bad stuff that's happening throughout our day. And this is what really happens with life sometimes too, where we get really stuck in the emotions and just seeing all the bad stuff and all the stressful things and all the things that make us feel overwhelmed. And then we start to reiterate these stories, and we keep telling ourselves these stories, which magnifies and magnifies and magnifies, before all we can see is all the bad stuff that's happening around us. But see, that's our reticular activating system. It's showing us just the bad stuff. We've trained our brain, the filters, to just see the bad. Now, what happens when we start to reprogram in our system so that we can start to see things in a different way? We create a new belief. We program that in using the PSYCH-K modality. And we start to choose what are those beliefs that we'd like to have. And if we want to choose to believe that we're going to have a good day, and you can do this any day. Like if you choose that you're going to have a good day, even if you kicked your toe, and if you have a way that works for you where you can go, oh, that was bad luck, whatever. I move on with my day and don't get hooked on it. That allows your reticular activating system to see the day for what it is. It'll see better things, happier things, and so on. And this is where we can train our brain, our reticular activating system, to see the things we want to see, which helps us to really progress our life. Helps us to start getting out of the rut that we might be in, helps us to start to see a better angle of life. It might be as simple as, I notice the sunshine, I notice nature around me and how it is here to support me. It might be, I am loved by everybody around me. Now, it doesn't make it instantly true, but it does allow your reticular activating system to start to see more of the love in your life. It allows it to see more of the sunshine, more of the nature, and just how beautiful the world is. And that's what's happening. We're starting to train your reticular activating system to see the things that you want it to see. And that is so absolutely powerful. It really is. There are no words to explain just how much this makes a difference in your day-to-day. So if you're in a rut, this is a fantastic thing to know, because you don't have to stay in that rut. It's not you. Your reticular activating system has been trained to just see the bad that's in your day. Doesn't mean it's all around you. It means that's what you're seeing. It's 30 bits of information that your filters are showing you every day. But you can train your system, you can train your filters to see the world slightly differently, and then suddenly things will start to look more colorful. Suddenly things won't feel quite so hard. And suddenly things will start to feel a bit easier. And that's the work we'll do, working in the Release and Reclaim program. I'm really excited about working with you with this. It is so powerful, and it's hard to put words as to exactly how powerful it is. But once you start experiencing it, you'll get exactly what I mean. Looking forward to having you on board. I'll speak to you soon.